Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Hiace Shop. This episode is going to be very sporadic. We're going to fix the Hiace and it's going to be messy. Alright, so I just spent a couple of hours at the wreckers. Got a pile of parts. I got a door which I'll show you later when it's daylight. I'm just going to try and quickly wire this window up. Just splice some stuff in and just get this window up so it doesn't get absolutely rained on. So just going to try and do that. I got half an hour, but that's the update for now. So I got all the switches and everything I think I need. Probably a few bits short, but we'll sort that out when we get there. Alright, it's all twisted and taped. Just going to plug the master switch in and try the key. So here we go. Alright, I got the master switch in. Try this key. Hopefully this window will work. Oh yeah. Wicked. Alright, so that's twisted and taped. I will get back to that. Hold me to it. Probably be in this episode actually. Alright, so another thing I just did quickly was rip the radio out. This radio face is missing, so I was trying to match it up at the wreckers today but couldn't. So hopefully I can try it again tomorrow and I'll get something. If not, I've got all the plugs on the back that I can match. But I'm in a bit of a hurry if you hadn't noticed. Got time to do the most important mod. Shifter. Look at that. Kerchow. Alright, so it's a new day again. I'm just trying to get some stuff done before the sun goes down. So I got the wiring loom in for this door, got the new window in, got the indicator stalk in so far. That just clips in, which is pretty cool. This is 2 bolts and then the wiring was a bit fiddly, but get there in the end. So I just need to rewire the driver's window switch properly and then I can finish that door off, and then I'll come over here and then I can actually put the window up and down properly and fix this side and finish this off, get the door card, try and get that on here as well. So try and get the 2 front doors done and then I'll jump into the dash area. Alright, we're back on the Hiace. It's another day. It's currently Friday. I got this thing on Tuesday, or Monday, sorry. And then I pulled the interior out on one of the days and then put the window up the next day. And then yesterday I rewired it, put all that door card back together, got all the steering wheel together, the airbag's actually in, the steering wheel was loose, so that's all tight now. I've got a whole bunch of parts for this thing. Some of them don't fit, unfortunately, so I'm going to take them back just from the wreckers. I got this door all together, got a window in it, and then I've just started putting the dash back together. Unfortunately, the main piece that goes across the front, I have the wrong size. Apparently the commuter is a wider one and it's got a pocket in the middle, whereas the one I've got is like a short, narrow one. So the engine stuff, it's all just as it was. Coming around the front, I put a new washer bottle in. The intercooler goes here and the airbox actually goes down the bottom here. So I've got both of those. I'm missing the pipe that goes from the intercooler to the turbo. I've got about half of it, so I might have to cobble something together there. I've got a headlight, I've got a grille, I've got a bumper, but it's not actually here, it's in the narrow way. So I'm just going to try and get as much of this together as I can, and we'll see how we go. So this window does go up and down now as well. I'm just going to pull the carpet out, or the vinyl out, sorry, and give it a clean because it is filthy, and then just keep ticking away. So we'll see how we go. Alright, so I'm trying to get the front back together here. The side steps seem to be different. The grill's a different width, which, you know, if the dash is a different width, I guess the grill has to be. Got the intercooler back in, got the headlight back in. They seem to be fine. I found an aftermarket relay here, and there's an aftermarket switch on the dash. And I was hoping that that was a light bar, and it is. So high beam on and flick that switch, this relay comes on. So the only thing that I need to add to that is literally the light bar and then earth the light bar. So that's wicked. I'll add that later. Now we've got the shroud here on. I've got the other half of it that came off this van, so everything's the right width, thankfully. Waiting on a header tank from eBay still. Somehow or some reason they have cut the rear wiper off. They've taken the washer as well. So I'm assuming that that hose is missing from here all the way to the front, which is going to be a nightmare. This thing does have to go to Regency and get a full inspection, so I need to make that work, which is a bit annoying. I may be full of lies, there's a hose right there. That's not so bad. So I'll try and find the other end of it up there somewhere. But these parts have to go back, the dash spear and the grill. Then I've still got the airbox to fit, and then I'm going to try and cobble together something from the turbo to the intercooler with this pipe here that I've got. If not, I'll take that back as well. This can go back. And then the dash can't go back together yet either because of the dash spear. So I'm going to have to go back to the wreckers today, I think. Alright, I'm still working away. I think the side steps are going to be okay. I'm just going to live with those for now. I've got all the front end back together, got the airbox in. Just moved on to the inside to try and get to this other turbo pipe. So to do that, the driver's seat out, take this part out here, this panel, and then I can get to the top of the turbo and hopefully rig something up to go to the front pipe. Good news, this just arrived. This is the header tank for the Hiace. So I'll chuck this in and then we can actually run it for longer than 30 seconds. I've been doing a horrible job of filming today. Rear window wiper now works, the rear sprayer now works. I just need the piece from here to the actual pipe. I've got the tail light on the way, which I can't do just yet. The van fits in the shed, which I was kind of expecting. Coming inside, I've taken this panel off. I can't get to the turbo, or sorry, I can get to the turbo. I can't get the pipe to line up with what I've got. So I either have to go to Garage 7 and grab some stuff, or I'll have to try and find that original pipe that kind of snakes around. Apparently they are really rare and they always break, so might be better off with some alley joiners, or alley and silicon joiners or whatever. As for the dash, I've just found a whole bunch of bolts that are missing. I realised that the cabin filter is missing and then the actual heater fan is missing as well. So I'm going to need to get all of that. I'd show you the front, but it's parked. So the coolant tank's in, the wiper bottle's in, that both of those motors work. The front sprayers work. The headlights all line up, they all work as well. All the indicators work, so that's a good start. Obviously the rear tail light that's not in the car doesn't work because it's not here. Still need to get this piece and the rollers. But then that brings me to another problem, is this green is actually painted on. Originally I thought it was vinyl, but it is not, that is paint. So that's gross. We're gonna have to do something about that. Coming in the inside, all these foam bits are from the front. They need to go back in, but they're all wet, so letting those hopefully dry. Got the dash spear and the dash and the grill that needs to go back. And then coming around to the front on this side. It seems like whoever pulled this apart just took every 10 mil from everywhere, because there's a bunch of stuff that's been like disconnected but not actually done anything with it. Like they've taken all these bolts out, but the wiring's all still there. They took these bolts out, but this was still here. I just noticed this before. There's a bunch of sensors here that are just disconnected, but for no reason. Like it's all still there. So I'm going to put all those screws back in a minute. And then under here you can see the airbox, the interior cabin filter and stuff. And the fan is missing. I fixed the wiring on this airbag, it just come unplugged, so that was pretty good. The radio without the face actually still works. While I was at the shop yesterday, or the wreckers, sorry, they said they've seen one of those radios ever, and apparently it's like a Toyota and TomTom sat-nav edition or something, and they're like incredibly rare. So trying to find a screen for that is about £300, which is quite a lot. And then if I get them from England, I don't even know if it's going to work in Australia, so that's going to be a pain in the bum. I'm missing something here because there's plugs, but I don't know what it is. And then the part that goes on the bumper, I'm missing those. I've got some, but I don't know if they're going to line up because everything seems to be different with the commuter, which is really handy. And then as for the door, need the 3 rollers, which is about 170 bucks for brand new ones. And then I assume there's supposed to be a step cover here, so I haven't got that either. And then I'm missing like whatever that is, whatever went in that hole, whatever goes down there, whatever's supposed to be in the door. Missing a lot of stuff for the door, so slowly getting there, but yeah, it's just a bit of a process. I have got the interior lights, the 3 Toyota ones, but I don't want to use them, just put them back in just yet, because the door is always open because the door is not here. So unless I, jimmy that and stuff, but that's too hard. You can get 12 volt downlights, I found out. So I'm going to try and get some of those and chuck them back in at some point. I'm missing the cover that goes on there, which is probably not needed. And it's just a lot of stuff that I'm missing that I need to keep adding up. For example, these filters, the air filters that go on there, they're missing as well. So I'll catch you up when I get some more. Okay, I'm going to start off another video saying it's a new day. I've got a whole bunch of parts. So I took back the bits that didn't fit, swapped them for the step cover and a couple other bits and pieces I needed. I've got a brand new grill from Tong Yang, which is AP Panel House. So thank you to them, those guys, and also a bumper from them. I do have another bumper, but we think it's the wrong one, so I just bought a brand new one because it's $165 and $100 or $110 or something for the grill. So like it's pretty cheap for brand new stuff. I haven't even opened them yet. Tail lights rocked up today. I've got the glove box to go back in. I've got the dash piece to go back in. I've got the fan to go back in. Hopefully the correct turbo pipe. A bunch of clips and stuff, like this sort of stuff that you cannot get anywhere. So I went to the wreckers and got a bunch of stuff like this. Literally that easy, but try and find one. So hopefully I can get this thing back together today. So I'm just going to unwrap all this stuff and start putting things on and hopefully get it looking like a van. And then Dale showing up later tonight. I'm going to try and put this side door on. I've got some rollers, they're second-hand ones. You can get new ones, but there's conflicting information about whether the commuter and the shorty roof are the same. So these are off a commuter from the wreckers, so hopefully they work as well. And I've got some on my door as well, I just haven't got all of them. So hopefully, with all of our powers combined, we can make this thing look like a van. I can park it outside again, because I'm sick of looking at it in here. Alright, got the tail lights unwrapped. There's a few little imperfections, and they definitely feel cheap. But for $65 for a pair, I'm not complaining. Same sort of story with the grill. It's pretty good. It does feel a little bit thinner and a bit cheaper, but for $110 or whatever it was, that's pretty good as well. And the bumper is black and looks like a bumper, so I'm happy. That was $165 and it's got all the tabs and everything, so can't complain with that either, really. Let's bolt some stuff on. Alright, first thing for tonight to attack is this cabin fan, blower motor, whatever you call it. Goes up in there, just there, and then one plug, 3 bolts, and maybe another bolt just there. But that should be pretty simple. So I'll get that in, and then I can put the rest of the dash back together. Alright, 3 screws, nice and easy. It looks like I'm missing something else. There's this bracket here, and a few screws missing out of here. So it looks like something else goes there. I don't know what it is. So that'll be interesting. I'll have to find that out. But the blower motor's back in, so I can put the glove box back in and the dash panel back on. So let's do that. Alright, glove box is back on. That thing fits, no worries. That's the original off this car. So the only thing that does fit is the original stuff. The top one will fit, but the vents, so this one was broken. Sorry, this one's a little bit broken, and then the one on the other end was broken and I got a replacement. So I'm going to have to probably glue those to the dash piece, so I have to do that either later tonight or tomorrow. So we'll get to those later, but that's the rest of the dash. That piece can go back on once the carpet's back in, or the vinyl, which I need to clean, which will probably be tomorrow as well. And then whatever's missing from under there is also a bit of a question at the moment, so I don't know what that was, but we'll get there. Let's try and have a win, shall we? Let's put some tail lights on. Alright, they fit in. They look like tail lights. They're a bit fiddly. I'm not sure if the wiring loom's supposed to go on the inside of the car or the outside of the car. I think it's the outside, so then they kind of don't fit very well. But whatever, they look like tail lights. I'd probably get longer screws if you were going to invest in this. The ones I had didn't quite do it, but they will be good enough. So they fit pretty good. They just look a bit cheap, but good enough. Alright, so I got most of the fiddly stuff back together. These little bump stops, this guy was undone for some reason. This thing up here that holds the door shut nicely. There's one that goes up here, but I think you have to put the door on first. And then coming on this side, that grommet that I put on earlier, another bumper. Then I've got an arrangement of rollers. I don't think this is off the right model, but these two are. And with what I've got, I should be able to make a set. But this little panel that goes on the end. But I don't want to put that on and then have to put the door on, so I'll leave that off for now. Then we got this guy, which goes up the top, and 2 little bumpers that go in the door. So when Dale gets here, I'll get him to help me move the door inside. We can put all that stuff together and try and get it on. So I can probably put that piece back on, which goes on the front. See if this grill lines up, and also the turbo pipe. So I'll probably start with the turbo pipe, and then just see how we go. So I'll start with the turbo pipe. While I'm in here, the side cover does fit, so that's quite nice. It goes here. Needs a good clean, but that's all right. Alright, so this pipe here, which was supposed to be for the top of the turbo, is for the front of the turbo. So that's great. So now I have a spare of every hose except for the one I need, which is sick. So I'm gonna have to cobble something together. I might do a visit tomorrow and get some joiners and stuff and try and get this thing happening, because I'm lost faith in the wreckers now. So the hose I need goes from here. It's supposed to go up a bit, come this way, go around, and then join onto this guy down here. So I'm gonna have to make something with some alley pipe, maybe a bend, another alley pipe, and then another bend or something. We'll work it out. Alright, I'm not having much luck with everything else. Let's see if this grill fits. And then we'll get the bumper and see if that fits as well. And my light just fell over. It doesn't seem like there's a lot that holds this on. Oh, there's a few clips. Okay, I think it'll work. Let's try and get the bumper on. This van is kicking my ass. Lines up kind of on this side. It's like a foot too short. Even though I told him I wanted the wide one, and it says wide on it, which is not focusing, of course. And somewhere else on this it says super long wheelbase. It doesn't fit. This is so frustrating. This is how much I'm not winning today. So I'm just trying to wire up this light that goes down here in the side step thing. The globe seems good. The switch doesn't have continuity across it. Alright, here's a better example. It's all plugged in, ready to go. It's not on. Flick the switch. It's not on. Flick the switch. Nothing. Oh, become good. Well, that just explains exactly how today's going. Alright, so another day has passed. I got a bunch of stuff done yesterday, just little stuff. And then Dale came around and actually helped me put the side door on, which I'll show you in a minute. But the important thing now, sort the bumper over. I have the correct bumper, finally, after like 4 attempts. So I've got to work out how to attach it, but it actually fits. So that's just a great start. As for the door, we got it to latch open, which it's supposed to. For some reason, this one doesn't have a latch here, but the car did. So I took it off so I could actually shut the door. So I think that's got something to do with the van is a passenger vehicle, so this is a passenger vehicle, like passenger door, so it needs to have double latches. You know when you shut the door on your car and it kind of half closes, but it won't open again, and then you gotta like pull the handle to open it fully and then shut it again? That's because it's a double latch. So this has got a latch there and a latch just here, but then because this door came off of a tradie van, no window, it only has the rear latch, which I would have thought you'd only have the front latch, but here we are. So anyway, that shuts and lines up pretty well until you get to the dent, and then it doesn't line up very well at all. It's a pretty deep dent. So I'll probably try and get someone to help me pull that out at some point. Dale and I tried to get the back of it yesterday, and there's a skin on the inside, so I'm going to need like a plunger or a paintless dent removal guy or something to try and get it a little bit better. And then we're going to have to blend in the green somehow. The green's going, but there's going to be a stripe of some description. So the door latches open. It's nice. So I've got all of the little fiddly stuff now. I'm going to get the little rubbers in, which I've got them. I just couldn't get them in yesterday. I'll try that again today. Got the little stop in up here, a little stop in up here. So it's all coming together. So I'm going to try and find another latch probably later today. I'm going to go find a whole bunch of clips anyway, so I'll try and get those and that latch and probably another shift knob, because this is the wrong one. That's off a Camry. So I had to take the little chrome base off of it, so I'll try and get a Hiace one today as well. Still trying to find a radio face. And then under here, I'm pretty sure that does nothing in this vehicle. I'm assuming it's probably like a cruise control module or something plugs into that. So I'll bolt that down, add all the screws that are missing under there, and get this back on. Then I also need a fuse box cover to find out what those fuses do, because there's a bunch missing. In saying that, I haven't found anything that doesn't work. So assuming that those fuses aren't missing, then I'll get a cover and I'll know what they're for, and this van probably doesn't have those features, so shouldn't matter. As for the downlight holes, they are for vents. So I found that out. If you turn on this top fan system, I guess, they actually pump out air, so they're actually for vents. So that's interesting. They're about $100 each, and there's 9 of them, so they're not happening. I have to do something else. Alright, that's it for this episode on the Hiace. If you have any information or parts or anything I should check or look into for this thing, let me know in the comments. But thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.